In this video, we are assigned to make some research about the erosion around the coastal area. The area we have investigated about the erosion is Marina Bay Island in Lumut, Perak, as well as Pulau Perhentian Kecil in Kuala Terengganu. We have found some places around the area which are exposed to erosion. Coastal erosion is the wearing away of land and the removal of beach and dune sediments by wave action, tidal currents, wave currents, drainage, or high winds. Wave generated by storm, wind, or fast-moving motorcraft can cause coastal erosion, which may take the form of long-term losses of sediments and rock, or merely the temporary distribution of coastal sediment. Erosion in one location may result in accretion nearby. The study of erosion and sediment distribution is called coastal moth. It may be caused by hydraulic action, abrasion, impact, and corrosion. On non-rocky coasts, coastal erosion results in dramatic or non-dramatic rock formation in areas where the coastline contain rock layers and fracture zones with varying resistance to erosion. Softer areas become eroded much faster than harder ones, which typically result in landforms such as tunnels, bridges, columns, and pillars. Over time, the coast generally evens out. The softer area fill up with sediment eroded from hard areas, and rock formation are eroded away. Also, abrasion commonly happens in areas where there are strong wind, loose sand, and soft rock. The blowing of millions of sharp sand grains creates a sand bursting effect. This effect helps to erode smooth and polished rock. At the area which we have discovered occurrence of erosion, we saw a house exposed to erosion. The ground of the house has damaged by the erosion. Besides, the area surrounding the house has been exposed to erosion, which we take it as our reference for this assignment.
One of the causes of natural coastal erosion is an increasing gradient in transport rate in the direction of the net transport. This can be due to the gradients in the wave condition at certain stretches, a curved coastline, or special bathymetric conditions. Next, the other cause is the rising of sea level will cause a shoreline setback, which is approximately equal to the sea level rise divided by the slope of the active coastal profile when considering equilibrium profiles. For the human cause of shoreline erosion, the construction of port can be one of the factors of the damage. The primary purpose of port is to provide safe mooring and navigation for the coaling vessels, but when built on the shoreline, it interferes with the littoral drift project, and the results are sedimentation and shoreline impact. Next, the mining of sand and gravel along beach and in the surf zone will cause erosion by depleting the shore of its sediment resources. In connection with maintenance dredging of tidal inlets, harbors, and navigation channels, sand is very often lost from the littoral budget because the sand, unless otherwise regulated by legislation, is normally dumped at deep water. Coral mining and other means of spoiling the protective coral reef, for example, fishing by the use of explosives or pollution, will also cause coastal erosion and beach degradation. The protective function of the reef disappears and the production of carbonate and carbonate sand stops. Lastly, the cutting down of vegetation such as mangrove can also cause shoreline erosion. The vegetation is instrumental in holding together sediment, stabilizing beach slope, and reducing wave impact. Planting vegetation will therefore reduce coastal erosion, while cutting down the vegetation will rise up the damage.
As we consider Erosion control solution, it becomes difficult to know which is the best. Beach restoration is simple but expensive and only temporary. It can leave a footprint where the new sand is harvested. Seawalls and jetties create larger waves and disrupt along coast current. There are solutions that are more permanent and better for the environment. An example, coir is natural coconut fiber that protects the soil while plants roots and shoots colonize and stabilize. Coir comes in mat, block, log and water form and provide a semi-permanent and natural solution for erosion. Besides, geotextile can be used as permeable and impermeable engineered fabrics that provide a permanent solution for erosion. When used with soil and rock, they can separate two soil types, filter water, and reinforce the ground. Based on our visited place, there is some protection of erosion which implemented around the area. The ship pile and rock gabion have been used around the coastal area to protect houses from exposed to the erosion, and which can highly damage the building. That is how the coastal engineering performed in protects the area which exposed to the erosion by implementing the protection around the area.